You do not need a partner to build a reliable combative foundation. The most critical phase of your development happens alone, in front of a mirror, with a clear protocol. You hear it everywhere. Find a gym, get a partner, spar. That model works for some, but it fails when your schedule, location, or budget says no. Worse, it creates a damaging illusion. If you train alone, you are not really training. That belief pushes people toward quick-fix tutorials or delays starting at all. At Modern Combat Martial Arts, or MCMA, we teach White Lotus combatives. Our approach dismantles that illusion with a proven truth. The Solo Forge, Basic Skill Development (BSD), is not a compromise. It is the deliberate starting point for building reliable mechanics. You do not need a partner to learn how your arm moves through a guard action. You need a mirror, a protocol, and your own intent. The partner-first model often teaches beginners to react poorly under pressure. You practice a vague approximation of a technique, not the precise mechanics. That faulty pattern becomes your default. In a typical class, a new student learns a block and within minutes faces a partner throwing a slow punch. Now the student's focus splits three ways: remembering the movement, reacting to the incoming fist, and managing the fear of looking foolish. This cognitive overload guarantees technical compromise. The arm flails to meet the punch, but the exact spatial placement, the specific tension, the correct path of deflection, all vanish. The student leaves feeling they practiced application, but they practiced a high-stress approximation. That faulty pattern gets reinforced under pressure. White Lotus combatives inverts this model. Application tests mastery. It does not build it. You must own the mechanic completely before you deploy it under duress. The mirror becomes your first training partner, not your last. You learn the movement cleanly without distraction until it becomes yours. Your brain learns complex motor skills by simulating observed actions. This is mirror neuron theory, and it works whether you watch a video or a live demonstration. When you watch our white belt module for the horizontal guard action, specific neural circuits fire as if you were performing the movement yourself. That creates a faint blueprint in your brain. When you then execute the 8-step protocol, you do not create the movement from scratch. You align your body to a template that already exists in your neural architecture. This is why fidelity matters. Our videos use multiple angles, clean backgrounds, and deliberate pacing. The slow velocity and soft tension in BSD protocols give your conscious mind time to perform that alignment check. Your mirror provides the external feedback. You match your physical reality to the internal model. This is deep, deliberate practice. A human coach brings mood, fatigue, and inconsistency. The White Lotus BSD protocols do not. They are immutable, objective, and always present. Consider the 9-step protocol for assuming a primary guard position. You start in informal neutral stance. You step to formal neutral stance. You hold. You raise your arm to guarding position. You hold for 5 moments. You lower your arm. You return to formal neutral. You step back. You reset. Each step has a verifiable metric. Did the step take 1 moment? Was the tension soft? Did you hold 5 full seconds? The protocol provides its own feedback. Your training space becomes a laboratory. You are both scientist and subject, running repeatable experiments with measurable outcomes. This self-coaching ability transforms you. You move from subjective feeling, that felt okay, to objective assessment. My elbow dropped 2 inches on the 3rd repetition. The psychological outcome of this solo work is what we call justifiable security. You do not feel confident because someone told you you are good. You feel confident because you have data. You have run the protocol hundreds of times. You know your elbow stays at the correct angle. You know your guard covers the center line. That confidence comes from repetition and measurement, not from praise. This is the unseen armor you build in the Solo Forge. When you eventually step into application drills with a partner, you do not start from zero. You start from a place of ownership. You know what your body does. You can focus on the partner's movement because your own mechanics run on autopilot. That is the difference between someone who trained alone as a last resort and someone who trained alone as a deliberate strategy. You chose the strategy. You do not need a partner to start building real capability. You need a mirror, a clear protocol, and the discipline to run it. The White Lotus BSD curriculum on our school. Calm Platform gives you that protocol. It gives you the video models, the step-by-step breakdowns, and the metrics to self-correct. You can start today in your own space at your own pace. That is not a compromise. That is the foundation. When you own the mechanics, you own the encounter. Start with the mirror. Let it show you what you need to fix, then fix it. That is how you build skill that holds under pressure. Your mirror does not lie. Use it to build mechanics you can trust. That is the solo forge, and it is where your real training begins.